Hey there, Trista Polo with Cecil TV for our monthly segment with Naomi Copenhaver, the Perryville Public Library branch manager. Welcome, Naomi. It's nice to see you again.
Morning, Trista, and what a
Good
beautiful
morning.
morning it is. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's always fun to hear what's going on in the library. You give me lots of ideas and lots of fun things to put in my calendar.
Well, today I started out at the Cecilton branch, which I was telling Doug before I got on that it was a beautiful drive out
Mm.
through the farmlands out to this branch that a lot of people don't realize is out here. So it's the Cecilton Community Library, and it is a place you can come browse books, you can use the computers, you can ask reference questions. They have an incredible collection here, and they have some really great activities and programming for the Cecilton, but also, the Cecil County community. So if you haven't had a chance, I think it's a really cool branch that everybody needs to come check out and see what it has to offer for you and your family.
Yeah, and it looks like a pretty packed children's section, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken.
They
Yeah.
have a really great collection here. They do. They make sure they have a little bit of something for everyone who's coming into their branch.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so great. Thanks for always giving us a new place that you do these interviews from so that we can get to know the whole library system, not just from the events, but also the locations.
Huh.
So, what is happening around the Cecil County Public Library system?
There's so much happening at the Cecil County Public Library. Every time I do this and
I
I put it
know.
together, I'm like, wow, we are doing a lot. It's
Yeah.
amazing. But I did want to highlight a couple of big things that are happening in the month of April. So did you know that April 19th through the 25th is National Library Week? A lot of people don't know about this. So it's each year libraries across the country take this opportunity to support our libraries, talk about their roles in the communities and the people who make it possible. So we participate in National Library Week, and we wanted to bring up some ways that the community can participate in this as well. Obviously, the first thing is get a library card. If you haven't been into a branch, come get a library card. If you already have a card, suggest a friend or a family member come with you and get them signed up for a
Mm.
library card. That's a really great way to support all of our local libraries. Same with attending a program. We're going to talk about a bunch of really fun programs that we have coming up. From cooking classes to history programs, we have something for everyone. So if you haven't ever attended a program, look one up, see what's coming up that might be of interest to you. But also, if you have attended, make sure you're looking at the other branches. I think a lot of people tend to go to their local branch, and if you look on our website, you're going to see programs across the system that are interesting and creative, and it's just a really great chance to get out of what you normally do and go to your local branch, go to another. Um, then you can also obviously borrow materials. We have a ton of books, audiobooks, movies, and more. And so we also say, if you don't have the ability to go into a local branch, you can always use our digital collection to check things out that you're interested in on Hoopla and Libby, which we can talk about some other time, Trista. Like I said, there's so much to talk about. And then also follow us on social media or join our mailing list so you get updates about what's coming up in the library system. And that should give you more ways to support your local library. So, yeah, very exciting. We love National Library Week. I mean, they give us little treats in the branches sometimes. And everybody we do when we put the word out, the community comes out to thank us for what we do, which is great.
Yeah, I love that. And I will tell you, one of the very first things that we did when we moved here was to get a library card. And it was partly because we wanted to be part of the library system. We also had to prove that we lived here, and it was a great way to have our address,
Yeah.
proven. So, yeah, we just absolutely always do that the very first thing. And I also love bringing my nieces and nephew over. I think I've talked about this before. And so you might notice we take out a lot of children's books.
Oh, it's great. We love
But
that.
yeah, but we also make sure to return them. We never let them take them home with them. So we make sure they get the back. But your idea of visiting other branches is so great. And as I said before, I love that you go to different branches so that you can highlight them. But I always go to my local branch because it's the one that's right here where I live. And I've been to a lot of different libraries in my life. And they all have their own personality, and the staff members are all so great, and they have different things to offer. I remember I went into one, it wasn't in this system, we were traveling, and they had a puzzle out that everybody could help put together. So you just never know what you're going to get in your library system. So I love the idea of going to other locations and not just the one that's closest to you. That's great.
Yeah, you can get so much more out of your library system if you attend different branches. It really is, and every branch is just a little different.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
They have different displays and different collections, and it's just fun. Different programs.
Absolutely. Yeah. And speaking of programs, you have some great ones that you've cherry picked for the kids and family. So why don't you share those with us?
Absolutely. Yeah. I came across so many things. I'm like, what do I highlight? They're just all so good. So on April 9th in Chesapeake City, we have Exploring Gravity. So put gravity to the test in this fun egg drop challenge. Design and build your own egg protection system, then experiment with different materials and strategies to see what works best. So they drop an egg and see if yours doesn't crack. It's kind of a cool, discussion on gravity, but also a neat way to engineer what would work to protect your egg. Here in Cecilton on April 15th, they have Nature Explorers DIY bird feeders. So celebrate spring by learning about birds in the natural world, and then create your very own bird feeder to take home and enjoy from the program. And then on April 24th in Elkton, we have Children's Library Jeopardy. Practice working as a team to earn points by answering questions about your favorite children's books and more. I thought that sounded really fun.
Yeah.
And then on April 29th in Rising Sun, we have Constellation Creations. So Lancaster Science Factory is going to present this program, and they're going to dive into the stars and become a constellation storyteller in this hands-on program. Discover how different cultures have interpreted the stars, hear constellation stories, and create your own stellar legend. So I thought that was really interesting, especially with what's going on right now with the Artemis, liftoff and everything. I think we've got two astronomy, NASA-related programs here on the list. Oh,
wow. That's so great. I mean, again, you've picked some great ones. And I want to say that I did an egg drop challenge in school. It was like part of my grade, and it did not defy gravity.
Did not defy gravity, maybe not great at the engineering of
no, I did not do a good job.
Yeah, I think they're really fun programs. Sometimes, some schools are still doing them, but we make sure to have some science related school programs like that here at the library as well.
I love it. And since it's for kids, they could probably get a leg up if they do end up doing it in school, because they'll get some good tips.
Yeah. Well,
that's awesome.
For the teens, we have some really fun stuff too. This one I totally want to go to with my dog. Pop art.
Dogs, I'm listening.
Well, it's not actually taking the dogs there, but you're taking a piece of them. So it's exciting. Pop art pet portraits. So turn your favorite pet into a bold, colorful work of art in a hands-on program where you learn simple techniques inspired by pop art to create vibrant pet portraits. So this is at Rising Sun on April 16th, and you have to bring a photo of your pet, obviously, along with you. But it's really fun, cool program, pop art and pets. I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
And again, here at the Cecilton Community Center on April 20th, they're doing a rubber band cart challenge. So you're going to put your engineering skills to the test and build a speedy cart using simple materials like plastic wheels, popsicle sticks, and rubber bands. And then you get to race against the others to see who designs the fastest cart.
Oh my goodness.
And then I'm going to highlight two programs. This year we're doing a Babysitter Basics series, which we did last year. It was really successful. So we're going to do it again. We've got some new ideas. So on April 23rd in Perryville, you're going to learn how to market your babysitting business. So you focus on helping you stand out as a babysitter, learn how to create eye-catching flyers and safely promote your services. And then on April 30th in Elkton, they're doing Babysitter Basics kid-friendly snacks. So discover how to make fun, simple, and kid-approved snacks. This session will teach easy recipes and ideas perfect for keeping kids happy, safe, and energized.
Wow, I love this.
Yeah.
That's so good, because so many kids want to babysit, get opportunities to babysit. And I remember we talked about the series last year. And it's a great opportunity to plug in and make some extra money. and really kind of learn your entrepreneurial skills. And you give them all the information they need to be successful and safe. And I love that. Now, I would tell you that a pet sitting or pet care kind of business is another one that I see kids doing. So walking dogs and feeding them when you're out of the house for work or whatever. And you could probably learn some good skills. Maybe they're not all applicable, but you could learn some good skills in this series for that kind of a little business as well, I think.
Well, and Trisha, you just gave me an idea that would be a great series for us to do as well. We're doing babysitting basics, but we should maybe, think about, if you're doing pet care and you're trying to learn how to promote yourself and do it safely and what you need to know to be in that kind of business. Really good idea, Trista. I may have to take that one.
You can have it. That's amazing. Now, I don't want to leave us.
That's how we come up with ideas like this. We're having a discussion and somebody says something and we're like, "Ooh, we need to do that for the community." It's a great idea.
Well, you all get together and brainstorm, and you get so many ideas that you decide we just have to do all of these. We can't pick our favorites.
Right. That's what we do all the time.
Oh, that's great. And so I know you have some stuff for adults as well. Don't leave us out. What did you pick for us?
No, I've got some really cool stuff for adults this month too. And actually one's happening today. Between 11 and 12, you can receive a free promotional headshot. So we're doing headshots in the library. So this is great for entrepreneurs, nonprofit professionals, job seekers, and anyone who just wants to update their profile picture to a really pretty picture. So that's free, 11 to 12 p.m. today. And then next week in Rising Sun on April 15th, we have a living historian coming there to the branch who is going to do Ulysses S. Grant. So this is part of our Maryland 250 series that we talked about last time. This brings President Ulysses S. Grant to life, learn about the nation's transformation during the late 19th century, including westward expansion, railroad growth, and industrial progress, and hear firsthand about the pioneering spirit that shaped America. So it's a very interesting program that's coming up in Rising Sun. Again, related to the Artemis. I'm kind of stuck on, I'm all about this. I love them. I love the little videos they're putting up right now. Yeah. So anyway, we have a space program happening in Elkton on April 23rd, History of Space Travel. So NASA Ambassador Terrence Blanche is going to give us a fascinating look at this history of space exploration. Discover how advancements in communication, radar, rockets, and electronics helped launch humanity into space, and how everyday people help make space travel possible. It's a really interesting program. And then on April 28th, at the end of the month in Perryville, we have Too Strong to Break, students in the Carlisle School outing systems. This is a really interesting program and presentation that'll discuss the origins of the Carlisle Indian Industrial School and share the remarkable resilience and survival of two Native American Native students who, as part of the federal policy, were sent to live with wealthy families in Chester County, Pennsylvania, to assimilate into American culture. So a really interesting program that's happening at Perryville at the end of the month.
Wow. Yeah. These are all great. Now, of course, I had another idea. Is there an age limit to the headshots? Because what if the babysitters and pet care people want to go get their headshots for their marketing materials?
I don't think there's any age limit on those. But yes, exactly. Like if you want a really good picture, go to the library now. You set up your picture, you get your picture, and then you work on your flyer and your marketing at the upcoming program.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I'm not sure what the spring break time is, but they may have off today.
They do. They all have.
So they could go in. Yeah. I mean, I think we're coming up with some great stuff for the community, you and me.
Yeah, I think we're coming up we are making a plan for all of these programs. You have such great ideas, Tristan.
That's right. Yes, I know. It's a matter of implementation. The ideas. As you said, you all come up with some great ones as well. So you've given us some great highlights. As a reminder, these are just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more going on in the public library system in Cecil County. So to sign up, get the details, etc., what's the best way to do that?
Oh, yeah. You can register for programs, learn about the events, learn about pretty much everything on our website. We have a really great website. And that is www.cecilcountylibrary.org. And so anything I've talked about today, there's more details about all of it on the website. And then just to stay connected, and actually I wanted to talk about one more thing that we're doing that would have come out on the newsletter. We have a newsletter called the Library Link, and it just gives you all the upcoming things that are happening during that month. And that you can get at www.cecilcountylibrary.org/newsletter. And you can sign up for the newsletter and get all the details, one of which is something that's happening today in Northeast. So we are doing the grand opening of the Story Trail at the Northeast Community Park. So that's today at 6 p.m. Ribbon cutting, snacks, activities. We get really excited when we open a story trail to the community. We have a whole bunch that we have Brantwood Park, Perryville Park, Calvert Park. And this is a great one for Northeast. Basically, it's a story you read along the way of the trail, and it gives you kind of fun activities to do all along the trail, all along the way. And it's just another way for us to get literacy out to the community, but also a link to the community in our local parks. So having part of the library live in a park, which we love, and it gets changed out, by the librarians. They pick excellent books for these story trails. So really fun event that's happening today at 6 p.m. at Northeast Community Park.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't realize that you changed the stories out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very cool. And I also love that you're going to have things for kids to do completely free of charge at the opening. I live in Northeast, and so I walk the park, and we've been very curious about what was going to be going in there. So this is very exciting. It's coming to life.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, that park is a perfect spot for another story trail. And
it is.
I think the community is going to really like it. Like I said, the librarians, I always do the one at Calvert Park because I walk there a lot. And I do the activities along because they're just so fun. They do really fun activities as well as you're reading this wonderful book. So definitely check it out. Definitely go to the grand opening, be a part of that whole, introducing this to the community. It's a really fun event.
Yeah, that's really cool. Very, very cool. Well, you've mentioned some great events as you always do. This is a monthly series, so people can tune in every month and find out what's going on at the library with Naomi and myself. So tune in next time to find out everything we're doing. Share this information so other people in the community can get it as well. And as always, thank you, Naomi, so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been great. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm Trista Polo with Cecil TV. We'll see you next time.